Alright everyone, here we are with ticker symbol Nndm, Nano Dimension. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back. And as we dive into this chart, I want every single investor and viewer to be aware that I have a ticker symbol to share with you guys towards the end of this video that you want to have on your watch list if you don't have it already. If you want to receive live updates on what ticker symbols I'm watching and why I'm watching them, you can join me on over in the private community over at Patreon. The link is down below in the description. You can click on it and you'll be redirected over to the page so you could see what there is to offer. So let's jump here into Nndm. Nndm hit a low here of 962, 961 give or take, started to bring itself back up, leveled off at around $10, almost 11, and it started to go ahead and run after hours. It ran this morning to a peak here of 1214, pulled back to a low here of 1109, and then it hit another peak and it pulled back again. So let's see our new resistance and support in just a moment, but I want every single investor and viewer to be aware of how Nano Dimensions is being used and removed or added in Ark Invest ETFs. So Ark Invest from yesterday on the 23rd, right, of February, which was yesterday, today's the 24th, they had 7,498,879 shares, and that is Ark Q ETF. For the Ark Q ETF, they went down. You could see that from yesterday to today. They went down in position of 70,000 shares. So 7,420,956 shares for today compared to yesterday. That's a change of about 70,000, almost 80,000 shares from their position earlier yesterday. Now, I've had a lot of investors tell me, okay, like Nano Dimensions is a good company, but Ark Invest is focusing on selling off certain positions to go ahead and get liquid cash to transfer that money into other positions, which I completely understand and respect. But what I was trying to say in yesterday's video is that Nano Dimensions has always been added at least to one of the ETFs, and if it ever got sold, it got sold in a very small amount on one of the other ETFs, but never in both of the ETFs. Now, this rebalancing, it's not surprising me, but it's very interesting in my opinion. So let's go ahead and see here how they did with Ark W from the 23rd, Ark W yesterday, today's the 24th once again, and they had 6,190,538 shares, and for today, which is the 24th, right here, Ark W on the 24th, they have 6,154,406 shares. So when you look at the difference, it went down by about almost 40,000 shares. Now, I know I repeat myself a lot that today's the 24th, here's the 24th, because I've had people state that some of these documents, they don't know what day it is, and I didn't state the date, and I always state the date, I always state the amount, and then some people don't even want to believe it, and they can't believe it. When I always said that Ark Invest was purchasing, if they didn't receive the email, they feel like they're entitled. I didn't get the email, that means that's not true. And that is not the correct way to look at things, because a lot of people are overlooking what Ark Invest is doing after hours and pre-market, because the emails are intra-trade, okay? So there's certain ticker symbols, if you're not watching closely, that are being bought and sold and not being sent on that email, okay? So I want every single investor and viewer to be aware of that. A lot of people say, hey, I'm entitled. I'm on there. I'm on the trade notifications. I'm on the email. Why did I get sent this? I don't believe this. Well, not everything is being sent on the email because it's intra-trade. That's within 9 to 4. I want every single investor to be aware of that. That's what usually intra-trade in definition terms of the market means. Now, pre-market and after-market, that's not intra-trade. That's after hours and before market, post and pre. So I want you guys to be aware of that. A lot of new investors that are not sure of that or understanding that. So this is their positions. They sold twice. Check your Ark ETF notifications and tell me if you see that they sold. If you do, then they're being pretty transparent on the fact that they're selling these, letting everyone know that they're doing it intra-trade hours between 9 to 4, not pre-market, not after hours, which is interesting because when they were purchasing, they weren't doing it in the intra-trade hours, which I find very, very interesting on how things are playing out. But if anybody wants to go ahead and notify me on that, you guys can. I'm signed up for that email, but I barely look at it. I go ahead and do my own research, and I don't just go based off of what they send. You know, sometimes people want you to see what they want you to see, but you need to look for what you're looking for, right? That's how I always believe, and it's important. And I say that even about my videos. I don't want you to just go based off of what I'm showing. There's probably something I'm overlooking, and you might see it, and I might not, and you're more than welcome to comment down below to let other investors be aware or check out for your own insight. But I try my best to share the best of my knowledge, all the information that is clear and right in front of us, so I can go ahead and further help more investors, and we can all learn and grow together. So here we are, Nano Dimensions. The support level is 1137. Gets broken through. We need to watch this carefully because this could be on its way down to newer lows. It has already started that momentum downwards, and the next support level would be down here at 1109, and the next one would be down here at 1082. So you want to go ahead and dissect the chart as much as possible to watch these areas closely to see if the bulls are trying to reappear or are the bears tearing this one down, because this is tug of war zone. But right now we're below the 50-day moving average, which is 1174. I want every single investor to be aware of that. 1174 is the 50-day moving average, and that needs to be crossed so the bulls can get back into bullish territory. Right now we are below it in bearish territory. Now our resistance is 1245, the highest peak of the day, and from that point forward there was a rejection, and it's just been going downwards since. So 1245 has to be broken through. This is a significant point of reference here moving forward for the bulls to continue this upward momentum, reach newer highs and new resistance levels. So I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware that 1245 needs to be turned into a support so this can reach newer highs and new resistance levels. Now, I do want to take a moment and say that I'm not believing or stating that Ark Invest is losing, hope or their outlook on Nano Dimensions. They're probably just rebalancing, but we need to watch closely because things can change pretty rapidly. So in the blink of an eye, she could be saying, Kathy Wood, everybody listens to her about what she says about 3D printing and this and that. And maybe Nano Dimensions isn't as important in the 3D printing sector as she thought, but she has all these others in her portfolio. But Nano Dimensions is said to have a big outlook moving forward. So I'm not saying that she's losing, her outlook on this one. She's still holding over 7 million in one ETF and over 6 million on the other. So her position's pretty big, and she has the right to shave off a little bit, but we need to watch closely because she was buying every day, and for 2 days been selling both ETFs, which is something she had never done. She started doing that yesterday. As always, guys, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watch this video. Stay tuned to the end because I have a ticker symbol you definitely want to have on your watch list if you don't have it already. So for everyone that has made it to this point in the video, if you're interested in receiving live updates on what ticker symbols I'm watching weekly or within the week as they come up, you can join us over at the private community and Patreon. The link is down below in the description, and if you can't find it down below, you can come to my main page here of the channel, and right next to the welcome video, the Patreon link should pop up. Now once you click on it, you will be redirected over to the Patreon page, and this is a community of investors within a financial community that we're going to talk about stocks to add to your watch list, and I will be talking about what attracted me to them and giving you guys updates on what I'm seeing. So if you want to know more information, live updates before anywhere else on any other platform it's talked about, you can join us over in the community here at Patreon. let's go ahead and jump into this chart and see what ticker symbol you guys want to go ahead and add to your watch list. So the ticker symbol you want to add to your watch list is AMWL, American Well Corp. Now, we've talked about it several times in the past in our videos, and the first time I talked about it was back in December. I caught it here, hitting its highs here of $30. I told everyone, watch this closely. If it pulls back, it started to pull back and level off, and then it ran up, and then it pulled back again. Once I saw it pull back, I did want every single investor and viewer to be aware of this one, because obviously on the way up, we needed to watch closely how it was reacting, and it went all the way down to $24 and some change, and I wanted to pay close attention to see what's going on. It continued to run, and I was caught up with so many other ticker symbols. I did not get a chance to talk about it around this area. Now, I saw it run up to $40 and some change, and then it fell right back down, and as soon as I saw that pullback, I wanted every single investor and viewer to watch this closely for consolidation or a pullback. Now, it did consolidate pretty strong, and it was looking pretty healthy within this area after I talked about it towards the end of January. But the month of February has been pretty rocky overall in the market, and this stock has been plunging down. Now, for those of you that are not aware of what sector this is in, well, this is part of the telehealth sector. So I definitely recommend doing more research on ticker symbol AMWL, American Well Corp. But if you were to go ahead and confirm what is something that's comparable to this stock, obviously I'm not saying it's the same exact thing, it would be something like Teladoc. Now think about Teladoc's, right, market capitalization and also their total entire price per share and market, right? So their market cap here is 36 billion. Their price per share is $254, right? So I'm not saying that it's going to be the same exact graph and exponential growth, but it just shows us the potential. This is a $36 billion company, and American Well is a $6 billion company. So there's room here for American Well to grow over time, especially as telehealth becomes more normalized. And it's becoming a norm to go ahead and do telehealth instead of sitting, right, in an office, in a waiting room, if you don't really need to see in person or see like a lesion or something physical. If anything, like a routine checkup, that's going to become the norm for telehealth. So American Well Corp is definitely one to add to your watch list and pay close attention to, especially as it's dipping and it's below, right, those prices the first time I caught it. It's almost falling back to this area where it consolidated, and it is below the last time I spoke about it again when it was around $35 after hitting this high of $43. So we've already seen this stock's price action and what it's capable of. So there is room here. Now, I have the RSI up on the 30-minute, and it's showing like a recovery, right? And you could see that the RSI is also showing that it's pulling back up, the MACD. But let's go ahead and put the one-day chart, and I want you guys to see something here. The one-day chart in the RSI, it was hitting new lows, and it's kind of bouncing back here, kind of like a sideways movement. You can see it right there, and it hasn't hit oversold. Now, once it hit that peak, it did hit overbought, and since then it's been falling. And you could see here in the MACD that it's not finished with the downward trend, or it hasn't leveled off. So this is the time to watch this one carefully as things continue to play out, and anything in the oversold section may start to look like an opportunity. But keep in mind, with the way the market is, things could continue to go lower. This is definitely one to add to your watch list and keep a close eye on. Big opportunity in this sector. I'm not saying it's going to be just like Teladoc, but it has opportunity. And its market cap is around 1/5, right, of the Teladoc market cap. You can see it right there. Actually 1/6, right? 6 times 6 equals 36. So if you were to multiply this number by 6, it gives you an idea of what opportunity and room there is there for that stock to grow into. But we're going to have to see how much of the market share this starts to obtain. And as always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.